Hey, hello everybody. Yes, I am back. Well, a few viewers asked where I was and if I was going to put more videos out, and yes, of course I am. There's so much to talk about with these demonic beings on Earth today that, yes, there'll always be content to talk about. It's just with my other regular work, sometimes it gets a little busier than other times, and of course I need that to put the roof over my head and provide for myself. I'm sure a lot of you can relate to that. And, this channel started basically the first of the year when all of you guys showed up after I was in 9 days in prayer. It was divinely raised and it divinely went viral all of a sudden after years of being dormant. So I'm not a techie person, just so you know. So I'm basically trying to figure out how to do the live streams. I'm going to have to take time aside to watch the tutorials on YouTube on how to do that, and it takes a bit to set this whole thing up. As you know, I'm uploading to Rumble and Facebook as well, and I also have another YouTube channel that I'm handling. So quite busy here, and I'm doing the guidance calls in between and answering emails. So I do appreciate your patience with everything. And if you are a first-time subscriber, thanks so much for tuning in today. I hope this channel will be a source of healing and community, information, and validation for you. So thanks so much. And before we start, if you all could hit the like button and share, and if you haven't subscribed, please do so. It always helps to get this channel and the information out there to more people. So thank you, everybody. Okay, today we're going to be talking about the narcissistic demon and the dollar. A lot of you are going, because we all know the narcissist worships the dollar. They're very superficial. They really are not deep people. Try to have a deep conversation with a narcissist, guys. Have you tried it? Not going to happen. Not going to happen. It's really something. They're just only capable of just superficial talk, and part of that superficial talk involves, most of the time, what they want to talk about, which is, themselves and their achievements or money or whatever. And we all know that the narcissist really always wants a sense of power and status and control over people. And the way that they get that is through money. The more money they have, and the more successful they have, the more control they have over people. That's really what motivates the narcissist to get money, is to have that control. They can buy new supply on the side, they can take care of their main supply and a whole bunch of supply at the same time, depending on how much money that they have. They also worship people that have a lot of money because, by hooking up with those people, they'll do business with them or maybe be taken to better restaurants with that friend. They tend to befriend people who have a sense of status. They may not even like the person, but, they're impressed by their position somewhere or the amount of money that they have. Their relationships are pretty superficial like that. So that's how the narcissist views money. They're very good at obtaining money. They're very good at concealing a lot of money, guys. Yeah, they know how to hide money very well. They know how to be secretive about money. They know how to keep very quiet about the money they're making, but they tend to make a lot of money. Now, the way they use this in relationships, and I'm going to first talk about men, so don't think I'm being biased here, guys. I'm just going to talk about the male narcissist and how they view and use money as a manipulation tool, and then I'll switch to the women and how they use money as a manipulation tool if they are indeed a severe malignant narcissist. Okay, so we're going to start here first talking about the men and how they use money as a manipulation tool and a punishment tool against their targets. And this is how the narcissistic demon handles the dollar, guys. So the men, okay. First of all, in the love bombing stages, they're going to be, showering their targets with gifts, money, best restaurants, trying to really entrap and rope that target in. They have to secure their form of supply. So they're going to be spending money and being very generous and sweeping the woman off of her feet. That's why they need, to be successful, because they can't really snare and entrap these targets into their demonic web of lies unless they, play a good game and shower them with gifts and take them out, love bomb them, do all that stuff. And many times, they have several sources of supply they're doing this to. We all know that they're not monogamous. They're going to have different backup supply and new supply, and basically, if anybody is an upgrade, they're going to go after them. So they really need to be able to, wine and dine several different people and, play this game with a few people. And that costs money, bottom line. So for them to get supply, they need to have income. And that's what really motivates them, unfortunately. But they start off being very generous, and the woman has no reason to doubt that this will continue, because sometimes the mask falls a year later, 2 years later, could be even longer than that. Many times it's after, 7 or 8 months. But, the target has witnessed a consistent pattern of the narcissist behaving well and not being deceptive, so she thinks, but, he's been really on best behavior to make sure that he can secure this form of supply. And, money's flowing, he's generous, so she thinks that this is the way he's going to be in life. She has no reason to doubt that. So it isn't her fault at all that she may fall for, the offers that the narcissist makes for, to take care of her and start a family. They future fake, as you know. Many narcissists will convince the woman to quit her job because, the narcissist makes plenty of money, they'll say, and they'll take care of her and give her a break, and they want to start a family. And, it's all too good to be true to the target. And many times these women are, single mothers, and, it's very hard for them to provide. They've really been worn out, tired, working to try to take care of themselves without help. They're really opportunists, these malignant narcissists. They prey on those that are tired, working hard, have some kind of situation that is difficult. And it's very predatory. It's extremely predatory. I'm sure a lot of you would agree with that. But that's what they do. So they'll convince the woman that they're Prince Charming and they're going to provide, and sweep them off their feet and marry them and live happily ever after. And again, there's no reason that the woman should doubt this, because the narcissist has been on great behavior for months, maybe even years, to convince the woman that he is who he is. Then when the woman accepts, if the woman accepts and when she accepts, it's a slow process. He will probably have her move to another state or move away from family, step number one. Then perhaps isolate her from her friends. Then, suggest that she quits her job, that, he's got money, he'll take care of her, and, he's wants to spend more time with her, so the job's in the way. Whatever reasoning he gives, it's for her to be totally dependent on him so he can have more control over her. Now, if this is a successful narcissist, as I said, these narcissists are extremely secretive about their finances. It's not as though if he is doing well with his job, he's going to share any of that with her. Usually they're extremely secretive with their finances. They don't divulge what they're making. They don't share bank accounts. They don't share what they've earned with their target. They give breadcrumbs and dribbles and dangle carrots over their head, and really make the target feel like they have to beg to just get basics many times. Well, you know that the male malignant narcissist, when he meets his target, he wants to secure them and lock them down, trap them, get them so they're under his spell, so to speak. So he's going to spend money in the beginning, usually. There are those poor narcissists that are targeting wealthy women, who are saying they need money for their bills, and they manipulate money from women. That's a different type of narcissist, but these types, the grandiose or severe malignant types who are, very misogynistic many times, they will treat the woman very good in the beginning to entrap them as supply. They'll spend a lot of money, sweep them off their feet, too good to be true. They'll be on their game for months, perhaps even years. And then when the mask drops, it's a nightmare. The woman really is, at that point, she's succumbed to being dependent on the narcissist in some shape or form. She's given up a lot of her life, a lot of her friends, a lot of her family, her income, and she really doesn't have the means, especially if she's had children with the narcissist. It's a very difficult situation to be in, which is why I say don't judge. Everyone has a different situation, and everyone has their reasons for either staying or going. And again, I'm not here to tell anybody what decision to make because of that, because everybody has a different situation. We don't know what they're going through. We don't know what their situation is. We can just give them the information and the information to keep safe and have them make the decision that's best for them to keep safe. And hopefully if they're with an abusive person or somebody that is treating them like a prisoner, so to speak, they will take the steps by getting this information and from other wonderful YouTube channels as well, and therapy perhaps, to make a strategy to be able to leave and regain their lives. But this is a slow process that the narcissist implements. It's a slow manipulation to have the woman be totally dependent and have nowhere to go. So what do you do to get yourself out of a situation if you are being entrapped and financially controlled and abused by a severe malignant narcissist, and you have no financial means because you believed, their love bombing and were put in this situation you never expected to be in? Well, there's a few things you can do. If you look online, there's so many ways you can sell different things online that maybe you're not using at all, that are in your home or apartment. You can always list them on different sites that are available to resell things. It could be clothes, it could be books, it could be items, but it could be just a little bit of income at a time. But over time, it does, add up. And you'll feel better if you have a little bit of a stash, whether it's from a part-time job, or, babysitting other people's children, or just something where you can make some income, perhaps online. Maybe it's a stay-at-home job you can do at home and, be with your kids, or, wouldn't require transportation or a drive or fancy clothes or anything. There's all sorts of jobs you can work from home that could generate an income for you that really no one has to know about. You can sock it away, keep it for a rainy day, an emergency, and God forbid, if the situation gets worse, you have the confidence to know that you have something put aside and you are not stuck. So that would be my advice, is always have your own little bank account or piggy bank that nobody knows about, and every month or every week, just try to put a little bit more and a little bit more. Not a lot, but it does add up over time. I think you'll feel a lot safer, and you'll know that there's at least some hope there, that if the situation escalates, that you have something to, survive on. Well, let's get into how these severe malignant narcissists who are women, how they treat dinero and dollars, because it's something else. They really use their manipulation tactics to have monetary gain. And in relationships, they have no understanding of, what hard work is to get money a lot of times. So they tend to spend and overspend a lot, shop a lot, buy expensive things that they can't afford to maintain this image that they're trying to project, of superiority somehow. So they'll think designer bags that are $5,000 are the way to look important when they can't afford it. And if they meet a guy, they'll expect that guy to fund some of that, many times. And the guy has no idea, he's kind of looped in many times, because the female malignant narcissist many times will use her sexual prowess on the men. And, will come on strong and be everything that that man, wants her to be. She will use her sexuality to flirt and act extremely feminine and dress the way the guy wants and, act like she's the perfect person for the guy to rope him in. And then when he gets hooked on her sexuality and the way she looks and how she's walking and what she's presenting, which is a total lie, he will do this dance to provide for her what she wants because, he's thinking he's never met this type of woman before. She's the woman of his dreams because she's, acting like everything he's wanted. And these types of women will also say not only will they cater to the man in every way physically, but they also love to cook, they'll say, all day. So the guy's thinking, wow, she cooks too, and she cleans and she cooks and she wants to just take total care of him. They really cake it on. So the man thinks he's just stepped in something amazing, right? But it turns into a nightmare because that isn't who she is. She's used her sexuality to manipulate the man into getting the monetary gain and the things that she wanted and for her own benefit. But she had no intention of loving that man. She had no intention of reciprocating. She was basically using him for the things that she needed or wanted that she couldn't afford herself. Now this is different than, say, a woman who has kids and is a single mother and can't afford bills and is looking for a guy, to help out a little bit. That's totally different. That is not a manipulation. That's out of necessity and hardship. But these types of women will work several guys many times at the same time to be able to keep the lifestyle that they want, And it's a big facade, and the man walks away very deceived and disillusioned and broke a lot of times because nothing will satisfy this type of woman. If the man marries her, the big house isn't big enough. She'll need a bigger house. And, the guy will do a dance to get her a bigger house. And when they move into that bigger house, the same problems are there. It doesn't solve anything. And, they still get a divorce. Now, whether a severe malignant narcopath is male or female, it doesn't matter. They both use manipulative tactics to get what they want. Now, both of them want money most of the time. Most of them are fueled by, money because it can create a sense of power, status, control over other people. And that's what the narcissist thrives on. If they can control other people, if they can demean other people by having more money than them, boy, that gives them a sense of power. So money plays a big role in their lives. That's what they strive for. That's their God in many ways. It's the spirit of mammon, guys. And the female malignant narcissist will use her sexual prowess or, Jezebel's spirit maybe to really pull somebody into the web of destruction with the love bombing. The female narcissist, really uses her femininity to lure men in to get what she wants and to manipulate for material gain. So, all around, they're not like us, guys, If we're focused on the Lord, if we're focused on God, and we have our priorities in the right place, we're not manipulating and scheming and plotting and planning like these guys do to obtain supply from people all the time. We're just really exhausted having to deal with all of these malignant narcissists in the world today. They're really draining, trying to figure these guys out and trying to deflect from them and also pick up, from the damage that they've caused. It's really destructive to other people around them. So let's get the word out, everybody. Let's get the word out about them so we can all protect ourselves and prevent others from being hurt from these types. We have to know the signs and their tactics, and they're not like us. I think we've come to that conclusion, right? By all indications, they are a different species, They just don't think the same way we do. They don't act the same way we do, and their objectives aren't the same either. Which is why the world is manifesting a lot of evil now. We have to get back to God, and we have to get back to putting God first, and being around people of God, people of good, and that's who we should choose to be around, but the main focus should be God. So with that, I will leave you guys, and again, if you guys need spiritual guidance, please email me at AngelHavenMinistry@gmail.com, and I'll get back to you on how to do that. And please follow on Facebook and Rumble on Rumble on the Angel Haven Ministry page. I'm hoping to expand to other platforms. It all takes time, so I appreciate your patience with things, and I'm looking to hopefully learn how to do a live stream. I'm not a techie person, and I have my other work, and I probably sound really tired right now because it's about like 1 or 2 in the morning right now where I'm at. So just know I keep everybody in prayer, and thanks for watching. I really appreciate each and every one of you, and God bless. I'll see you next time.